Okay, let's go.
Okay, welcome back to American Rants episode 9. The topic I want to talk about right now is the flock cameras. Now, it's nothing too new. I mean, we started hearing about this kind of like last year, and I didn't think too much of it. I mean, I had a feeling like when I heard about the cameras and everyone's getting those cool license plates, at least in my state, the black ones. I was just thinking, man, you could really see those numbers and letters, and it looked cool. I wanted it. And then I started hearing about a surveillance system that they were built for to track your car. Then I was like, oh, well, I really don't want that now. I didn't know it was flock at the time. But apparently that's what it is. Just more surveillance, less freedom, more surveillance. I've heard the arguments of, the police use it to track criminals and their vehicles. I mean, that's, in a nutshell, that's just your job as a police department to, track people down, find out who did the crime, and, arrest them and give them due process. So, just watching everybody, I mean, we're a very big surveillance state. I mean, I wouldn't go along the lines of saying we're exactly China right now, but there's a lot of surveillance. Let's run through the clips here. We'll do some commenting and go from there.
Nobody from Flock Safety is accessing or monitoring your footage. Once again, I have evidence of Flock employees looking at parks, schools, playgrounds.
The audit logs also showed Flock executives watching private cameras inside the city's Jewish Community Center, which the mayor confirmed.
So now it's being confirmed that Flock cameras are not just tracking cars. They're people watching. In some of those clips, or like in the video clip right there, if you look at it, you'll see some of them that said like gymnasium or gym. There was a story that came out that Flock employees were, I'm going to say allegedly because I'm not entirely sure if that was 100% proven, but there was alleged employees of Flock tapping into a girls' gymnastics, like underage girls' gymnastics center and watching them. Very PDF-file-ish, in my opinion. Again, it's all allegedly, so we'll just leave it at that. But obviously, you can do more with these cameras than track cars.
Literally are designed to track a person, aren't they?
Not to track a person, no.
This is a flock camera known as a condor. Unlike the Falcon license plate reader camera, you'll notice this does track the movements of people. Whether or not it was designed to specifically track a person, you can see right now, in real time, no matter which way I move, the camera moves with me.
Okay, so now I'm learning something new. They have two different systems. The Falcon, which tracks our cars, and the Condor, that tracks people. When they're coming out saying that, like, no, we're not tracking people. You are tracking people. I mean, it's no more than the government is. I mean, okay, a little bit more than the government is, I would say. I mean, the government does have the Patriot Act, I believe. That's the one where they are tapping our phones, they're tapping the Wi-Fi, cameras, microphones, anything that's around you just to listen to what we're saying and what we're doing. And I get the whole argument. If you're not doing anything and you're not hiding anything, then shouldn't have anything to worry about. But just the fact that you're being watched continually for no real reason at all, it just doesn't feel free. Like it it feels like I mentioned before, it feels like China. It feels like the book 1984. So everything that's been going on when it comes to watching us as Americans, it definitely feels more like 1984 was not a book, but a blueprint for our government. I'm starting to see a lot more and more similarities with everything that's going on nowadays with what's going on with that book.
Flock employees have been accessing the cameras of a children's gymnastics studio in Georgia. Ben Jordan reported.
They just mentioned the gymnastics things. I saw a video before that. It wasn't from this one. That was talking about the gymnastics spying, but let's continue on with this one.
On this, and he has been reporting on not only the gross misuse of these cameras, but also their huge security vulnerabilities, demonstrating how hackable they are. The city council happened to be voting on an extension and expansion of their contract with Flock just days later. So I went with Ben to Dunwoody, Georgia, to attend a public hearing and city council meeting. And at this point in time of the meeting, Ben's reporting had been seen by over 1 million people. They're aware that the cameras in the children's gymnasium of the Jewish Community Center are being viewed by Flock employees. And so Ben, at the very beginning, we got there early, at least 15 minutes.
Sorry, forgot my water.
Before the meeting, he put in a request to speak during public comment. I put in a request 5 minutes later. My name was called to speak, but Ben's never was. So they intentionally skipped over Ben's name and called my name, and I don't even live in Georgia. And then after public comment was over, we all kind of looked around like, okay, so they're not going to call Ben's name. And then the mayor publicly attacked my comments specifically. Later in the meeting, the city council voted unanimously to extend and expand their contract with Flock. They didn't even say, we're going to take time to pause and investigate how this could have happened.
So it seems to me like the more the government, even local government, has an agenda, the more they're going to listen to certain individuals, I guess you would say, if you made it into that meeting and you're given the ability to speak, or if they already know your opinion, obviously now they're not going to let you speak because you're speaking against what they're pushing for. Is there going to be any accountability for that kind of stuff? Because there should be.
Can someone explain to me why there's not legislation in place that says if a duly elected representative of a district or county or state votes against the popular interest of that county, district, or state, that they no longer be eligible for re-election? In the 100 district of Missouri, there is an elected representative that just voted against the best interest of their state, where there's an overwhelming vote against proposed legislation that aligned with his own personal and religious ideological views. So he voted in favor of this bill.
And that's what I'm talking about. And, you know, it's not even just happening for this. A very popular clip that made the rounds was the data center. The data center in Utah, I believe it was Box Elder County. It's the one for Kevin O'Leary. Overwhelming amount of people showed up for this meeting that they had to change the venue to fit everybody. And even though people were speaking out against it, they still passed it anyways. They ended up moving the session, I believe, into a private room where they did the vote online. So one, they didn't have to hear people complaining, and they could just push it through. I mean, I'm starting to think these people forget you live in the same city as everyone else. They know you. They know your names. Some of them probably know where you live. Now, I'm not suggesting anything happened to these people, but how uncomfortable would that be, knowing that you push something through that 95% of your community did not want to happen, and you got to look at them every single day? Just saying. I mean, me personally, well, I'm not saying anyone should do anything. I'm just saying I'd be watching my back all the time. Made me very uncomfortable.
The tiny town of Bandera, Texas voted to immediately end its contract with surveillance company Flock.
Flock goes against all of what Bandera stands for, and we should cancel the contract immediately.
Then, a council member who was pro-Flock crashed out and threatened to ban cell phones, the internet, cameras, and nearly all tech in the town. Population, roughly 900 people. Let's take Bandera back to 1880 properly. No double standards, no hypocrisy, Councilmember Jeff Flowers wrote in a letter to residents. If license plate readers are unconstitutional and invade our right to public privacy, we need to be courageous enough to go all the way. I look forward to the privacy-first crowd showing up to support these bans. Just remember to leave your phones at home.
Okay, so I get why he's saying that. And that's what I was talking about. I know I talked about it in a previous episode, but like I mentioned earlier, the Patriot Act. The Patriot Act gives the government the right to tap all of our phones, all warrantless. They can just do it. And I get what he's saying. And you know what? I'd live in that town. Take the damn phones away. Take away the internet. Take away anything that can be listened to. I'll be happy. I'll be okay. I don't know if, my family would be okay with that, but I'd be okay with that. But I get what he's saying. And the Patriot Act is due to expire anyways this year. And as I understand it, Trump is trying to push it through. Why? Don't know. He was already complaining about how his 2015 campaign was being spied on. I'm sure they were using some of the stuff from the Patriot Act. So, the Patriot Act needs to go. These flock surveillance cameras need to go. I don't know. Let me know your opinion in the comments. Have you been seeing these around your town? Do you feel safer?
I continually am getting pulled over. I can't really use my truck in any fashion.
A Coloradan keeps getting pulled over because flock surveillance cameras tell police he has an active warrant. He doesn't. But he can't convince the surveillance network to leave him alone.
Over here, they zipped out of nowhere and immediately got behind me with the lights flashing.
There was no crime committed.
No, I don't have a warrant.
But Kyle Dosman is getting used to sitting in his car.
I don't think this warrant has been on this car for very long, and I got pulled over again. It was actually by the same officer.
You need my license?
No.
Okay.
I remember you, man.
Okay. So, not only can they be spying on us and tracking us, but at the same time, the system can get it wrong. I would hate to be this guy, be scared to leave my house all the time with maybe that's his only vehicle, knowing that I'm going to get flagged every single time I drive for not doing a damn thing. So, at least if they're going to start rolling this kind of stuff out, at least have the system, 100%, ready to go, so stuff like this doesn't happen.
A Milwaukee cop just resigned after using flock cameras to stalk a woman he was dating. He ran her plate 179 times in 2 months. According to the Institute for Justice, this is happening all over the country. They've documented at least 14 cases of officers using license plate readers to stalk romantic partners, exes, and in one case, a complete stranger a Florida deputy spotted on a TV set and decided to pull over. A Kansas police chief ran his ex-girlfriend's plate over 200 times. A Kentucky officer tracked an ex hundreds of times in 2 months. Every single one of these searches was logged as an investigation. The Milwaukee cop only got caught because his victims looked themselves up on a public website called Have I Been Flocked?
Now, I've never been to that website, so I don't know if I've been tagged or followed or not. And that judge, it's amazing he has a girlfriend. But he was able to look her up 200 times. And not to mention, not only the system getting it wrong, but the abuse of the system. What if your neighbor was just a cop and he was disgruntled with you and just wanted to track you all the time, knowing your whereabouts, making you feel uncomfortable when he just walks up to you, hey, how was your Starbucks today? Because he watched you go there. There's so many implications that can be done with these things that it will be misused, obviously. And, some of these guys are going to get caught, but not all of them. And, where's the line? Where do we put the line when it comes to being surveilled all the time? Anyways, this next clip is it's a little bit older that I found, but made me instantly uncomfortable because I have the Ring doorbell camera. But listen to this.
We're going to want to get rid of our Ring doorbells like ASAP. They just paired with a company called Flock, which is a police surveillance company basically. They've been rolling out cameras and stuff. Then they can monitor like license plates, and they've been using them in like ICE raids and stuff like that. But in addition to Flock, now, which starts in like November, they're also going to start rolling out the facial recognition stuff, which is starting in December, to a different company called Axon.
So now they have partnered with Ring, and we're helping Flock monitor our neighborhoods. It's weird because like could have sworn there was like some notification about like a couple months ago how like they're upgrading the system, and they didn't say facial recognition on it. It said something about being able to track your dog, which obviously basically is kind of the same thing, you know, to scan the dog's face or what it looks like, and you'd be able to find it through the network of Ring cameras. I mean, I'd say a majority of Americans do have cameras. I mean, as far as Ring cameras in particular, I'd say they got about 65%. You know, because then you always have like Wise and some of these other ones that are being sold online. But so we've seen the different styles of cameras. We've seen the misuse of cameras. We've seen the program get it wrong. We have seen the abuse of the system when it comes to the average everyday law enforcement or judge being able to just follow and stalk their exes or loved ones. I mean, bro, if you think they're cheating on you, they either probably are, or, you know, you're just a paranoid motherfucker. But if you actually feel that way, man, maybe you should just call it quits. I mean, after they find out that you've been stalking them, they're going to call it quits anyways. So this next little section I have here is just basically a few things. I'll just read them to you. I think the next three or four are just pictures, but it's just how people are reacting to this. So, Suffolk man accused of destroying multiple flock cameras, stealing equipment. The Suffolk man is accused of destroying 13 flock cameras, and this man is staring down 13 felony destruction charges. So obviously, I would not encourage everyone to go out and do it, and do anything like that. I mean, you're approaching a camera, man. Like, how'd they catch him doing 13? Well, he's accused of it. Hasn't been charged with it, but we'll see. Let's move on to the next one. Not all heroes wear capes. Okay, that's cool. You know what? I have never been, like, when drones first came out, I was never a fan of them. It was, okay, I don't want to say it was too hard. I just didn't have the patience to want to learn it, really. But they've been doing a lot of cool shit with drones. And that's pretty ingenious. So, obviously, everyone can see it. Drone carrying a spray paint can, and they're just painting the cameras. Clarkson man accused of smashing nearly $10,000 worth of flock license plate reader cameras. The Falcons. So, people are getting caught doing this. Not sure, you know, obviously I'm never going to know the ratio of support versus, you know, people who support it and people who don't. But people are starting to take shit into their own hands. Is what it is.
Okay, this video is going viral right now on Twitter of, I don't think this is the same guy you're about to see in a second, but these are flock cameras. If you've been following what's happening with flock cameras.
Do you like this guy? This guy's all masked up, you know. If you're going to do something like that, which I do not suggest anyone do that, but, you know, cover. Just cover.
They at first said they're going to help catch people who have stolen cars. But now they're talking about turning the facial recognition on them and turning the microphones on them. So this is supposed to be like a big surveillance grid, but people are calling it a Trojan horse because it was supposed to be for one thing, but now it has all these other applications, which just so happen to make it a lot more surveillance-y, like we've seen in other countries around the world, like China, where you pay with your face. Literally, it scans your face, deducts it from your bank account, and if you cross the street the wrong way, you get a deduction from your bank account. You get fined, and before you even make it across the street.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I was saying earlier. We're not China, but it's almost starting to get to that point. What he was referring to was they have like a, what is it called, the social credit score. It's like cameras all over the place, scanning your face. You talk to the wrong person, your credit goes down. You know, you jaywalk across the street, they charge you, your credit goes down, and that limits you to like the places that you can go. So with all these cameras, I mean, it's starting to look like China. It's starting to look like 1984, and you know, this is like the door's open, and we're taking our first step into the kind of like the communist China.
The mainstream media would never cover this because it would give people too much hope. Across the country, cities are covering flock surveillance cameras with garbage bags and other items. In Dayton, Ohio, the city's cameras had been searched more than 7,000 times for immigration enforcement by outside agents.
Is that the same guy at the top who's being arrested? Is that the kid who's talking right now? Looks similar, but I don't know, maybe not. The guy looks a little bit older.
Agencies. They then covered all 72 of the flock cameras with trash bags. Mountain View, California cut his contract after an audit found that the ATF, Air Force, and a federal inspector general were accessing the city's data without authorization. Cambridge, Massachusetts canceled after discovering Flock had allegedly installed 2 cameras the city never even approved. Eugene, Oregon terminated his contract after finding Flock had allegedly reactivated a camera the city had shut off. Evanston, Illinois ended his contract, then Flock allegedly reinstalled the cameras without permission. The city sent a cease and desist and bagged them a second time, and more than 30 cities have canceled their Flock contracts in the last 18 months.
Please.
So it's almost like no matter what you do, you turn it off, they can turn it on. You take it down, they can put it back up. Who's in control here, the government or Flock? Flock is starting to seem a little more powerful of a company or entity, whatever you want to call them, than makes me comfortable. For all I know, they're hacking my camera right now. But anyways, let's move on.
Do not do this. Can you stop doing this as well? This is terrible. Look, looks like someone's used one of them. It looks like one of them Diablo blades, bit of red on it. So yeah, do not use a circular saw with a Diablo blade and do this. And also looks like someone's used a grinder down there as
Obviously, I would not promote or suggest anybody do anything like this.
well. So do not do this because they will fall over and that will be terrible. So yeah, let's have a look. See the grinder mark there. So obviously someone's used the grinder with no avail. So obviously grinders are not working. Oh, definitely don't do this either. Look, check this out. It looks like someone's cut the cables using a pair of them wire cutters that are fully insulated and VDE compliant. So it looks like it's had another cut. And yeah, please do not do any of this, and definitely do not switch off any of these switches because that would be terrible, and it means the ULEZ wouldn't work, and we wouldn't want that because that would be terrible.
See, that also makes me feel a little like, almost like this was staged. Did the dude just happen to have a key to open up that box?
Oh, please do not do this either. Yeah, please do not cut with an 18-tooth reciprocating saw blade because that would be terrible. And obviously, yeah, this thing could fall over. So it looks like these poles are now coming with instructions. So yeah, do not do anything that it says on here. Oh, definitely don't do this either. Yeah, if you've got a friend who's got a 15-ton excavator, yeah, please do not remove a ULEZ from the traffic light. And yeah, give it to him and let him repeatedly smash it to bits with a bucket because that would be terrible. I mean, it wouldn't work. And I don't know, what's Mr. Khan going to do with this now because he's squished. So yeah, please do not do any of this because.
So yeah, I don't know, making that video and posting it, it almost feels like you're kind of snitching on yourself if you were the one to do it. I don't know if he was. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think Flock is going to be good or bad for the country, for the cities? Do they have too much power? Will it be abused? Is it something that needs to go? And what are your thoughts on the Patriot Act expiring? I mean, do you feel comfortable with it? Should we reenact it? But let me know in the comments what you guys think. That's all I got for you guys for this episode. And like, share, subscribe, do all that fun shit, and I will catch you next time.